Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Aaliyah, and in this video I'm going to be talking about my 0 to 6 month must-haves and things that I could live without. So basically my 0 to 6 month must-haves is everything, almost everything that's in here right now, plus some extra stuff. My baby's actually 9 months now, so some things he still uses, some stuff he doesn't need anymore. So the first thing is just a diaper caddy, because more than likely your baby's going to be in your room for the first 6 months. That's what's recommended, at least by the AAP. So of course I just keep like everything you need for diaper changing: diapers, wipes, a changing mat to change him on the bed. Have one of these. It comes with a mini one that we keep downstairs in our changing station downstairs, so you don't have to like put your finger in diaper cream. You can just use a spatula and then use a baby wipe afterwards to clean it. We keep a huge tub of diaper cream instead of buying tubes all the time, but we do have some tubes that are almost empty. Another must-have in my opinion is an electric nail file for when your baby's a newborn. This doesn't work as well for him now. Now what works better is the like traditional nail clippers. So now that he's 9 months, I'll clip his nails and then file them. But when he was a newborn, this was the best thing. I was really scared to clip his nails because they were so tiny. And this worked just fine on his soft newborn nails. So this is definitely a must-have in my opinion for like 0 to 6 months. My next must-have is this Frida Baby like nose picker. So I've seen like the Oogie Boogie, and this is pretty much the same thing, except it has like different things. So this one, it has a little sign for a nose for picking the little boogers, and an ear. Then you have hands, so for cleaning underneath their fingernails, and I think this one's just miscellaneous, the sign of a baby. But I've never used these two. We always use the ear and the nose picker, since you don't want to put like, you know, cotton bugs and things like that in their ears. You can clean the outside of course, but for the inside sometimes you'll have like some earwax about to fall out, and I can just use like the ear wax thing. Let me make sure it's clean before I show it on camera. And you can just go in there and scoop whatever you need to scoop out, and it works really well. So this is a must-have for 0 to 6 months and beyond in my opinion. So of course you'll need baby washcloths. I feel like the adult ones are too thick to get into the baby's small crevices, so I do think that baby specific ones are a must-have because they're like thinner, so you can get into baby crevices and stuff. Burp cloths, of course. I actually used to keep, like, I had one of these sections I would use just for burp cloths, because CJ used to spit up a ton as a newborn up until he was like 4 or 5 months. Now he rarely spits up, so I actually put a lot of his burp cloths and things like that in storage so that they're not taking up a bunch of space, because he really doesn't need a ton of them anymore. Another must-have in my opinion is onesies with double-sided zippers. So like this onesie for example, you can zip from the top or you can zip from the foot. This is the foot for diaper changes in the middle of the night. We actually still prefer these, but as a newborn it was really nice because he didn't really like his top part of his body to be open. So it was really nice to have double-sided onesies or double zip onesies. So I recommend those. So the next must-have is of course thermometers. So this is the normal one for multi-use. The best temperature to get for babies is a rectal temperature. So you'll need one of these types, but we also have this kind that you can do a forehead temperature, or the top comes off and you can do like an ear temperature. But I think that's for older babies. We've never done the ear temperature for him, but we've done rectal, and we use this for forehead. So some things that we could have lived without that we just bought because like everybody had them or whatever, or we just thought that we would need it, was one, a changing table. I know not everybody gets changing tables, but I was thinking of us having a changing station downstairs, which I'll put in a clip. But it's nice to have, but it's not really a necessity. It kind of takes up extra space. If I could go back, I would just set up another diaper caddy downstairs, or just even a regular basket, and have a changing mat instead of like setting up a whole changing table. Another thing was this newborn bathtub. I actually think that it's like supposed to be an infant bathtub, but it's really small. It was nice when he was a newborn and he fit perfectly into it, but just to compare, here's like the traditional sized ones, and then there's this one. This one can like fit inside of this. It's really small, so it didn't last us very long at all. This is what worked better for us, just the regular kind that you see everywhere. He's actually too big for this one now, so we put him in he has a bath seat that we really like, and he really likes it too. We could just lay down like a bath mat. That's also an option, because he can sit up, and he's been sitting up since he was like 5 months, 5.5 months. But it's just nice to have that extra seat in there so he doesn't slip and fall while we're trying to bathe him and things like that. Another thing that we could have lived without was his wipe warmer. We actually don't really use it anymore because it dries out our wipes. I know that some people say certain wipes do better in wipe warmers, but I mean, we like the wipes that we have, and cold wipes have actually never bothered him. Even as a newborn, I think he was just used to it. So if I could go back, I would just skip the wipe warmer. Baby shoes and socks. Not so much socks, because every now and then socks are good for when you're leaving the house and you're putting them in real clothes, but our baby pretty much stayed in onesies, so he didn't really need socks, and he definitely didn't need shoes. He actually does not like shoes on his feet at all. Even now, he's 9 months old. He doesn't like shoes. He kicks them off, so they're still unnecessary for us. And the last one that was unnecessary for us was buying a ton of bottles. My son is breastfed and he's refused bottles. I've tried like 5 different types, and as a newborn he actually took some bottles. They were the ones that came with my breast pump, the Spectra ones, and after that, after like 3 months of age or so, he would not take a bottle. So we tried a bunch of different ones, trying to get him to drink like the pumped milk or whatever, and it just didn't work out for us. So for us, that was an unnecessary purchase, buying a ton of different bottles that he wouldn't use. Even though that's kind of baby specific, I guess it's something to keep in mind. Babies don't always like all tons of different bottles, so maybe instead of buying a bunch of sets of bottles, just buy like individuals or like 2 packs and things like that, and see what bottles your baby likes. And falling in that same category, pacifiers. He only took a pacifier for like 8 weeks and then he completely refused it. So once that happened, it was harder for him to sleep, but I guess it's a good thing we didn't have to wean him off of a pacifier. So for us, those were also unnecessary. Another unnecessary one for us was the mittens. We rarely ever used ours because, again, we tried to buy onesies that actually had the mittens that were attached to the sleeve. We preferred those ones, and they stayed on instead of falling off at night. So for us, those were unnecessary. Next baby, we'll do the same thing. Just buy onesies that have the sleeve that covers over. Yeah, I can't find one because I put them away, but the onesies that have like, they have the sleeve and then they kind of flip over, they have a built-in mitten. We bought those, and we'll probably do that for the next baby, or reuse CJ's things, please put them in storage. So yeah, for us, those were unnecessary. You can buy onesies that have built-in mittens. So that's all I have for my 0 to 6 month must-haves and things that I could have lived without. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.